Transuary 6th happened, Hogwarts Legacy triggers the re-heard around the world, and WotC doesn't want white people to play Dungeons and Dragons. That and more on tonight's episode. Stay tuned. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Daily Nights. I am your host, Treasonous Truths, and joining me today is my co-host, Daddy Sins. Say hello to the lovely ladies and gentlemen tonight, Daddy Sins.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Daddy Sins in the house again. We are back after our after at least this weekend, I can't say intervened, that sounded weird, but I engaged in the Phyrexia All Will Be 69 pre-release.
And you were
at
infected
my
with...
LGS that you should support your local business and small businesses. Stop supporting big corps. Yes, Mike.
I was about to say, you were, and the reason for the delay was the fact that you were infected by Elish Norn and her glistening oil, but thankfully we were able to provide the cure for you, and you are not going through that phyresis or whatever it's pronounced situation right now. So thank God that happened.
Yes, I am not as the word that for some reason I like to only use, because they like to, for some reason, use Old English and not just the word complete. I am cured of being completed.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh my God, whenever you say it, it's like nails on a chalkboard, as trite as that is.
I just hate it. It's like, why use the word if you're just going to say complete? Use the word, just the regular word we've been using, complete. That's
because
it.
They want to try to, from someone who used the old-fashioned word of domain, they're trying to, the thing is, I don't get why they're trying to sound like in some way worldly or like older, because at least in my case,
I guess, maybe?
not even, because it's an archaic form of the word complete, right? And I'm using the archaic form of the word domain, right? In my case, I'm doing it because I want the book to sound like it's been written, or the game, and the lore that is in the game, right, to sound like it's being written by someone who is old, right? So they're going to use an older form of the language. WotC, they're trying to, with the Phyrexians, if I'm not mistaken, establish this is the future. This is, what, is the future the past? Like, question mark? Like, explain to me, WotC, please.
Well, Teferi had to go to the past to figure out what's happening in the future.
Yeah, that was the Brothers' War, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a set that I kind of I bought, like, I think one thing from it, and that's it.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty decent set. Tap Power Stones suck for all you casual players out there. Treasures is where it's at.
Excuse me, the only CDH I want to hear about is casual CDH. I mean EDH.
Yeah. When people like, oh, you play CDH? I'm like, yeah. Oh, you're one of those players. I'm like, what are you talking about? I love casual Elder Dragon Highlander. Yeah, right. Insert Tropic Thunder meme for the people who haven't seen that. And he's like, what do you mean, you people? And then it's like Robert Downey Jr.'s character. He plays the black guy. What do you mean, you people? No, it was vice versa. He says, what do you mean, you people? Then the actual black guy says, what do you mean, you people?
Yeah. The movie was great. 2008.
This was right before his Iron Man role, to remind the audience. Was it?
Yeah, it was after. It was after Iron Man.
Oh, it was 2007.
No, 2008. August 13th, 2008. Tropic Thunder.
Okay, yeah. So before you people try to say that, white people can't play black people, you forget. Don't forget. Just like, I guess we'll go into the whole thing, Mike. I'll let you start off with our main topic tonight. Transuary 6.
Oh, Transuary 6 is a day that will go on in infamy. It is up there with 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, when militant pro-trans organization stormed the Oklahoma Capitol. Okay?
I saw. You're doing good, but I have to just laugh because it's fucking ridiculous. But keep going.
This is absurd. We need to establish a committee so we can get down to the bottom of this and see who is responsible. Oh my god,
this is a deep rabbit hole that that as a society as a whole we're never gonna climb out.
Well, be careful with the word. Be careful with the phrasing of crawling out of holes and trans in the same sentence. You might spark off a few people.
I mean, aren't all hoes to them? Aren't all? I said hoes. Aren't all hoes to them?
You're getting ahead of yourself, GB.
Well, Mike, I'm trying to dig my way out of this whole debacle we have going on in our society right now.
It's absolutely hilarious because, like, as far as I know, there's been very little mainstream media coverage of this event, right? The Oklahoma Capitol, and that happened on February 6th, aka Transuary 6th, as it will forever be remembered. Okay, let's get those T-shirts going.
Oh, but remember, they were allowed in, and they're allowed to do that. You know, it's not like somebody opened the door and let the people into the Capitol.
Right, and how nobody has been formally charged with insurrection. They've all been charged with trespassing, last I checked. Okay? And now these conspiracy theories about Ray Epps, which were saying, oh, Ray Epps isn't a plant, and what was revealed recently? What was Ray Epps' tie with the government? Yeah, thank you. It's hilarious.
I tell you, sometimes I like to listen to these crazy conspiracy theorists because maybe 9 times out of 10, it becomes scarily accurate.
Yeah, these conspiracy theories, they start off in this realm of, no, it couldn't happen. But no, it winds up actually being very truth after a while. You know, when the facts come out, look at what happened with the propaganda with the jab, right? Anyone who criticized it was villainized, dragged in the mud. They were called anti-science, anti-vaxxing, when all they did was, let's wait. Let's take a look and see what's really behind the science of this jab. And lo and behold, now all this research is coming out, right? And they're finding out that this jab is a lot more insidious. You have so much so neocon Ben Shapiro's even walking back his take on it. Granted, he's doing it for PR, but still, he's walking back on his take on the whole, you know, he got duped as well as his family.
I mean, you can't try to push for the American people to not take the jab, and then you also take the jab. Like if you took it, like you took it, you know, it's kind of just one of those it's done situations, right? But
yeah,
from someone who was talking about not taking the jab before, and for all people, it's not that saying all vaccines are bad. No, the whole point is when you try to enforce our entire nation that we should take the vaccine, and if we don't, right, you say it's our choice and it's our freedom, but then when you regulate where you try to regulate where we can and can't go, what we're not allowed to do and not allowed to get, it's not, quote, our free choice to take it or not.
Right, and
there's always a stipulation. Always a stipulation. Read the fucking fine print.
And the one, yeah, it's called not being able to sue Pfizer if you reside in the United States. So, and the one governor during this whole,
where can we go?
I don't know. The rest of the world is shit compared to this, and this doesn't look any.
We might have to just do like an off island or something like Pretoria from Family Guy.
Pretoria, yes, exactly. Establish our own island. We get invaded by our own country.
Exactly.
And then get annexed as some sort of commonwealth. But
history repeats itself.
I completely forgot what the fuck I was going to say just now. Fuck Pretoria, son of a bitch.
Pfizer, living on a remote island.
No, sorry. I just lost it after that.
Naming our own island the Neon Knights.
No, I would not call it Neon Knights or Nightopia or anything like that. No, so the one governor, and people are going to be like, oh, DeSantis. Nah, DeSantis closed down Florida for a bit, if people remember correctly. It was actually Kristi Noem of South Dakota did not close down her state. So if anyone's going to really get any sort of praise for their actions during the whole COVID-19 debacle, right? I think especially from the conservative side, right? Kristi Noem is someone who should be actually talked about more.
It's very true. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that she's not in the whole light of everything because she's not as outspoken as DeSantis is. This is one of those things where we inform people from our last episode, right? I would say our previous episode, right, about looking up looking up the information yourself. You can hear what they have to say, sure. Hear what a politician has to say, then do your own research after that with verified sources. And there's easy ways to make sure what you're reading is a verified source.
Yeah, politicians are professional liars. Okay, you know,
it's an easy scheme. It's that's all it is.
And going back to the whole trans thing, funny enough, what comes out today? Well, technically on early release. If you pre-ordered the deluxe edition on PC, Xbox Series X, or PlayStation 5, Hogwarts
and
Legacy.
Nintendo Wii.
What?
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 I said Nintendo Wii.
The fuck?
I don't know why I want to say that. For some reason, I felt like I don't know why I felt like I need to cut you off, but it just felt funny, and I thought about Nintendo Wii. It was the first thing that popped in my brain. Because I wanted to say Nintendo Switch, and I just caught myself. Wait, I don't think it's on the Switch.
It doesn't come out till July 25th on the Switch. So,
damn, that's gonna come out on the Switch. I don't know how it's gonna play that well, but I mean, hey,
I'm not holding hopes for it to play well. So,
yeah,
on the Switch at least. But yeah, that came out, and that triggered all the trans people, or not all the trans people, shall we say, but the people who seem to really love Harry Potter but want to drag J.K. Rowling down. And they try to find any sort of loophole there is, going as far as creating alt accounts, right, to play that game on top of it all, because they just want to get their Harry Potter fix and finally be that Witcher wizard.
Oh, yeah, because they just want to take her work, right, and try to infuse it again, which is the same thing that I keep trying to tell people about, especially, nothing bad, yes and no, just our other people in the United States and our other people that we talk to and stuff like that when it comes to the term of the debacle of entertainment politics, especially in Hollywood, right, is identity politics and check boxes.
Yeah.
Right, all those people who were against or saying that they're trying to say don't stream Hogwarts Legacy. If you find someone streaming Hogwarts Legacy, tell them to not stream it. We're gonna boycott it.
That site, by the way, was taken down. The whole find if a streamer you follow has streamed Hogwarts Legacy, it was taken down already.
Good.
So, and it was apparently revealed that it was taken down by the people who put it up. So clearly their whole thing backfired, because today Hogwarts Legacy had over, when I checked, this was sometime in the afternoon, 1.1 million people viewing it. So their whole, campaign to just hate on this game completely backfired. And chances are, I'll tell you right now, had they probably not done what they've done, the game probably would still be successful. It's Hogwarts. It's Harry Potter adjacent. It would still be probably a financial success, but it probably would not be 1.1 million, or at least it wouldn't have gotten that number as quick as it did.
The hype and the attention, whether the intention is positive or negative, right, will always draw in a large viewing and numbers. But it's like you were saying, we're talking about the IP of Harry Potter. I started reading Harry Potter when I was in the fourth grade, so I was like 9 years old. I also just turned 32 today.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Everyone thank you for the audience.
Send their love to Daddy Sins.
Yes, send me all your sins so I can tell you that God's going to strike you down.
What the fuck?
I'm an agent of God.
Hold on. Oh, there's only one room for one Solomon Kane fan here, okay?
I'm only trying to, his work and his legacy to try to keep it going in the future.
I'm so fucking done.
You call me, John. I was gonna say not I was gonna say John Wick, but I'm talking about John
Johnny Sins.
Constantine. John Constantine.
John Constantine.
Johnny Sins Constantine.
Okay, that's a mouthful. And that's not the first time Johnny Sins and that word has been used in the same sentence. So.
Yep, I remember my good old college days.
Yeah,
I
secretly,
think I
Daddy
told you
Sins
about this girl. I called her a soda pop girl for a reason.
Oh God, I don't want to hear this shit.
Listen, when you could fit the fat end of a soda bottle in your mouth, that's when I introduced myself. But apparently, a normal interaction between a man and a woman that can't happen even in a public gym setting. I don't know if you heard about that whole gym setting going on.
No, what happened?
Let me get the video from the good old the ye old Brett Cooper, because she is funny to watch.
Wait, was this something that occurred probably maybe a few weeks ago where a woman was
This is
exposed
actually
to?
just like a week ago.
Maybe my timeline is mixed up, but I could have
I
swore
want to
about
say a week, maybe a week and a half,
there was
something
an
like that.
instance. There was an instance where a woman who had been going to a gym for X amount of years was reporting the fact that a guy flashed her, and he
Oh
just
no, this
claimed.
is something completely different.
Oh, okay. Well, then this is something new. Then, all right.
Yeah, it was a whole trend, and then I see there were guys who were making uh parody versions of it. Mind you, for the people audience, parody is a way to make fun of something or in humor. When humor was an actual thing, not just centered around making fun of quote right winged
Wait, are we talking about the whole
individuals.
watch this creep thing going on TikTok?
That girl who was oh there was I'm getting the information. Oh, she
Or
actually.
I think I might know who you're talking about now. The whole gym weirdo thing that was going on, where
Yes,
it
there was
started off. It started off with that one girl who was doing the thrusts, and she was talking about how she was just being what do you call it, ogled at and being viewed, and it was very uncomfortable and creepy. When from the beginning, it's a thirst trap. And if you look into this
yeah.
girl's history, she has an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Thirst trap right away. She's doing it for clout, and she's doing this whole thing for attention. Okay, and then this whole trend started where people were making fun of like an old man for doing some kicks on a punching bag or resistance bag, I should say. And just guy, leave the old man alone. He's trying to work out. Okay.
Yeah, seriously. But that's essentially what I was alluding to. Because the
Okay.
woman in this video she was kind of explaining how there was this guy who in a completely separate room, right? Because the gym room she was in was separated by a glass door, right? I think it was separate. It looks like a glass door, so it may not. But the guy wasn't staring at her. Like he was kind of just like maybe just like he looked at her one bit, and then next moment he went back to exercise and look. It's almost like when you're kind of say you walk around in public, right? It's human nature. We judge people on a daily basis as human nature, whether we mean to or not. Whether if like you know, say you're at the gym, Mike, and you see a lot of people working out. You see a fat guy, right? Or a fat girl, and they're working out, and you say, like, man, at least they're doing good, they're trying to take care of themselves. Or you
Mm-hmm.
see a good looking girl, right? She's very fit, taking care of themselves. And as a man, biological man, right? Not you, but I'm speaking as of like if you were just single and you're just going to the gym. This hypothetical world that's
Right.
also
Go on.
based upon biological realism, right?
You
So
mean
you see,
reality? But yes, go ahead.
yes, I'm trying to sound super smart here, Mike. I'm
Stop trying
not.
to sound smart. Just get to the point. Be succinct and be like, yes, it's called reality. It's what we're supposed to exist in, but the fucking
I know that's
topsy
the
turvy
humor
Looney
of it.
Tune bullshit that we're in right now is
Hmm.
not it.
So you go to the gym, right, and you meet a nice, good-looking girl who's taking care of herself. It's a normal thing. You're not gonna just like you or say any normal other guy is not gonna eye ogle them or just something like that. But you look around, right? It's in our human nature to just look and judge. You like, oh wow, it's a really good looking girl. She looks really fit. Looks like she takes care of herself. And if a man or woman likes another man or woman, you'd walk up to them and introduce myself. Hey, my name is Mike, and you try to make some small talk, right? And if she comes and if she, talks like back, like you guys start a conversation, that's usually just how like friendships grow into potential future relationships. You walking up to people, right, and introducing yourself. And if they're not interested, they're just say, hey, nice to meet you, but I'm not interested. And okay, then you go on and move your merry way, move on with your day, and that's it. That's not what happened in this TikTok video. She was trying to play the whole victimization, right? Where supposedly this guy was staring at her. It's like you said, but you haven't owned. So wait, so you're telling me that you feel as though you're being eye-ockled as a sex icon, and you don't like that guy staring at you, but you're literally recording you doing hip thrusts, and you have an OnlyFans. Hypocrites. So wait, Mike, so that one guy who was at the gym, who maybe probably wanted to just spark a normal conversation, right? It's not like he was directly behind her trying to talk to her, right?
Or it could be, or if I may interrupt, it could just be the fact that maybe he wants to, because she was using a full barbell, right? And she had 2 wheels on. I'm not sure if they were like the bullshit CrossFit wheels where it's like it's like 25 pounds made to look like a 45-pound wheel, but she had 2 wheels on. I'd have to rewatch the video, and he might want that barbell. That might have been the only barbell left. Who knows, right? There are a plethora of reasons why someone's like observing when you're working out. It could be also not just to be aware of what's going on or if whether they're attracted to the person, like you're saying. That could be one option. Another option is they want to use that equipment. There are times where where I work out, someone will be using one machine, right? So I would be like, oh, okay, X and X is, so-and-so is using that machine. So let me do 1 arm rows instead, and then when they're done, then I'll do the crossovers,
Mm-hmm. So I just looked it up. This issue was about 2 weeks ago, just to correct for the audience, at least.
Okay.
Well, at least when I watched this video from Brett Cooper, the video was brought up. So it is a 2-week issue, but the review was brought up is because it's relating to our main topic tonight, and that's the topic of OnlyFans. Oh my God.
You're an ethos, Mary.
Mary, I told you to not take your knickers down in front of other men.
I like your use of the word knickers, good sir.
Oh yes, because that's who says who I hear it. So when I watch Just Pearly Things on YouTube, right? She has this really cool she's like an elder black woman. Her name is Auntie. And she's always coming on. She's talking about like traditional relationships and how she's a traditional woman. We're talking like very traditional, like only been with one man, waited till marriage, right? And she talks kind of old, but calls it knickers. So that's why every time I watch, Auntie is she's on a lot of Just Pearly Things.
Well,
it's funny.
You know the New York Knicks, their full name is, right?
Talking about the basketball team.
Yeah.
Right.
The New York Knickerbockers.
Fucking duh.
I'm not kidding. I'm serious. That's their full name, and it comes from that term. What are knickers? Like your pantaloons, your pants. So
your pantaloons. Yeah, I didn't know that. So now you know.
Yeah, there you go.
One little history facts of
unwanted history with treasonous truths.
Yes, unwanted history. The history of the New York
Knickerbockers.
Yes.
And that's still their name officially. It's just shortened to New York Knicks.
Are you sure they didn't that wasn't like offensive, right? Like they changed their name to the what was that baseball team that changed their name to was it Cleveland Guardians or something?
Oh, you're talking about the Washington Redskins, and they changed themselves to the Washington Commanders or some shit like that.
No, the name was Washington Guardians or something. Oh God, I gotta look this up before I sound like a fucking idiot.
You got the Washington Commanders, which is a football team. And I think they were making they were trying to make an argument for the Atlanta Braves some time ago, and they wanted to change the name, but I think they fought against it, and the Atlanta Braves are still the Atlanta Braves. So yeah, it was the Washington Redskins. They're now called the Washington Commanders.
Oh, here it goes. It was the baseball team Cleveland's new name was changed from Indians to Guardians.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. Fuck that shit.
That was
Holy
in
shit.
2001. Then it was funny because uh, at least the Native Americans Native American Indians that stood up against it, and they said not stood up, but they made comments about it, and they said we don't care, like it's fine.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
of
I can.
course, let's insert an unnecessary political issue.
Oh, there we go. That was a weird soundbite.
Yeah,
Roman
they
helmet
used to
guy.
be called the Cleveland Indians. Now they're called the Cleveland Guardians.
Talk about boring as fuck.
Yeah, you ain't Destiny 2, which gets boring after like a season.
I haven't played that game, dude. How long has it been since? Probably almost a year over or two
It's like
now.
72 years, yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's. I stopped playing that game when you were old and I was young. No, whatever,
When the
or vice
world
versa.
was young and
Yeah,
Savala was chasing down
Guardians.
the
Welcome,
Guardians,
Guardians.
you know. He's a very good voice actor.
You must go onto Keitel's ship.
See, he's such a good voice actor. I had to throw it in. You should have saved the show Resident Evil Netflix show. He couldn't even save that show, Mike. That's
I
how fucking shit garbage the show
I am
was.
Butters. I am Butterknife, Blade's cousin.
Yeah, exactly. How do they allow how do you allow Blade? He literally looks like Blade. Literally, you could say Wesker is just a white Blade. You want to
Wait,
be
hold
talk about skin color? Because look,
hold on.
they both right from just a look perspective, right? They both wear like the cool glasses, right? The really cool
Okay.
glasses. I'm a badass, or like I'm an edge lord. Well, no, you don't got a big buster sword. So hold on, you ain't got the cool glasses, right?
Yeah,
The
Cloud
long
Strife.
black
That could not get any more
overcoat.
edge lord. They might as well name him Emo Wrist Cutter. That's the only way he could get even fucking edgier. Go ahead.
Or we can or pre Sasuke before Shippuden. I'll say even after when he eventually like so for a guy went from being an emo and stuff like that to actually having his own family and protecting his village. Talk about a character change. But yeah, it was yes, his cousin his cousin Butter Knife. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I think that was the only coolest part. I know we're talking about OnlyFans, but I have to shit on this show, because I love Resident Evil so much. Like just as an video game IP and from I a movie perspective, I guess, because I do enjoy the Mila Jovovich movies, just because they're entertaining,
I was going to say,
even
at
though
least
they're
they were
not. They're
somewhat
not.
entertaining. Yeah.
That's about it. They were entertaining at least. At least they didn't have to like do no fucking check boxes or we're doing this for political ideology. And what's the taste of the week?
You mean like WotC? Now, literally, after the whole OGL debacle, they decide to literally put their feet in their mouth, right? Not just
That's
foot.
dumbass. They washed the foot at least.
No, they didn't. It's right after they stepped on
Ugh.
some transgender spunk too. So, in that Oklahoma protest. So, remember,
That's fucked up, Mike. Alien was a good movie.
Transuary 6, the day that will live on in infamy, folks. So, they literally.
I can't with that name. It's so funny, but it's
And
Transuary 6 and Hogwarts Legacy Day. Dude,
yeah,
it will go down in history.
literally Transuary 6, then it was Hogwarts Legacy. So so WotC came out, and one of the guys from WotC, I forgot his name, wound up just stating, I'm trying to block it out entirely because of how moronic it is, stated that he can't wait for white people like himself. Talk about guilt and being a sacrificial and trying to get clout. Can't wait for white people to stop playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Wait. So you're telling me WotC, Wizards of the Coast, they said they can't wait as a person who a color skin white, the pigment of your skin, mind you, right? You can't wait for white people. So you're talking about a large majority of the U.S. population to
And
not
probably
play.
their player base.
Yeah, yes, essentially, to stop playing. You can't wait for them to stop playing Dungeons and Dragons. Again, this is another political stunt to try to attract people more to Dungeons and Dragons. Mind you, if it wasn't for those probably old, or at least those old white nerds, back in the day, we used to get made fun of for like liking superheroes and um being why are you playing Dungeons and Dragons? You're a nerd. Why are you watching Spider Man? Why are you watching Power Rangers? That's a kid thing. And now all that shit is normalized all of a sudden, right? Because of all these fake, because now we have social media to fake hype things up now. All of
So
a sudden it's okay now, but when I was like 10 years old, it wasn't. We were told you should grow up. The
so to
fuck?
cl- so yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Since the '60s, the conservatives gave away the culture, and then when they did that, that's why there's this culture war going on. They conceded ground. They conceded way too much ground. So get ready. If people really care about this whole culture war thing, it's not going to be over in 10 years, right? It's going to be continuing on for a long time because they need to make up for lost ground and make sure to secure that ground too. Because if there's something that these fucking communists are, they are insidious and they will find every sort of loophole to wiggle themselves up like a parasite and infect you. So it was Kyle Brink. He's Wizards of the Coast's executive producer. In an interview yesterday, and this is not to paraphrase, but to put it small, in my viewpoint, white men can't leave D&D fast enough, and that he hopes to see less people like him play D&D, and for more people like him to be out of D&D. Kyle Brink, executive producer, Wizards of the Coast.
Yo, is there like, does he need therapy or something, or is he just fucking stupid? Because
It's like what Dr. Vanish says. Okay, he's probably doing it for clout. He thinks, okay, the OGL failed, right? It backfired. What can I do? Maybe get some cred, some corpo cred. Let's maybe we'll play the whole black-white angle, okay? Or the white-colored angle. It doesn't need to be black. It could be Hispanic. It could be Asian, whatever, right?
yeah,
But they're just trying to get clout, okay? And then it causes this hubbub where people don't even pay attention to the fact that he's just doing it for clout, and they're just getting mad at him for being mad against white people, which is still a problem, right? Because you're being discriminatory towards a individual based off of a physical characteristic that they had no control over. It's not like in the womb it's like create a character in a fucking RPG or Skyrim. You're like, oh, you know what?
yeah,
I think I'm going to come back as a fucking Dunmer this time instead of a Nord.
yeah. You can't just change your fucking skin color. It's the pigment of your skin. It's like you said. You want to talk about not trying to categorize, or 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 um or how you say criticize someone based upon like almost a racial background. That also includes for people of white skin or white people. It doesn't just go for people who are brown, right, like Hispanics or black, like African Americans, or the yellows, Asians, whatever. Harold and Kumar. What did he call them? Oh, it was in Harold and Kumar, the first one. He called him a Twinkie. Yellow on the inside, white in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
the
he
first
called him,
one.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
Yep. Talking about true, pure early 2000s comedy. It's just fucking gold back then.
Right. And that was a
Right?
personal stab because he was associated with the writing of the humor.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you if he did something like that today, he would bend the knee to the mob out there, right? The non-humorous mob, shall we say, simply because he thought it would garner him clout. It's what I told someone a long time ago. When people were complying with these tyrannical government mandates, the reason why they're doing it is because they think it's a way they're going to survive. You, me, other people will realize it. No, that's not how you survive. That's how you actually shorten your lifespan, right? And become an indentured servant to the powers that be of sorts, right? We see that. They don't. They think, and it's very much like Hollywood. This is why Hollywood tends to fall into lockstep with one another. But now, if you've noticed, it's been happening a little less and a little less, right? Because they're starting to realize, and it just goes to show you what whores some of the people in Hollywood are, right? That if it's not their way of survival, they're going to turn onto the other side and see which is better.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what it is at the end of the day. It's like you said, Dawn was trying to use clout just for basic survival.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to just try to click certain boxes. Not every movie you have to make has to do a checkbox. Like if I wanted to write a story and all my characters, I wanted them to be, let's say, black, right? And I wrote a book, and everyone was in it was black, right? And I said I wanted to make a movie. I would just put my movie would be 100% based off the source material of my own book. It would be black people.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do no check boxes. Well, I don't want people to think that I just only love black people and I hate the other races. So let me just throw in this one tokenized white guy, and here's this Asian person, and here's a Middle Eastern, right? And no, but if my book is set, right, and it's based upon, say, a race of pigment of people that are black skinned, and if I made a movie about it, that's how it's going to be. Same thing if it's white. You say things for the Twinkies. Asians.
See that?
Don't eat Twinkies, by the way. They're bad for you. They taste good. Seriously, yes.
Okay. So that's why I love fantasy, because you see these nutbags for what they really are when they try to push like, oh, hey, we have a insert individual's ethnicity in this, right? Whatever it may be, right? This is fantasy, dumbass. You have elves, you have orcs, you have humans, right? You have insert race here. Like, say if it's the game I'm working on, right? Lost Chapters, right? We have, the Kiasi, blue-skinned, red-eyed individuals, right? You have the Aetherians, which are these beings made of fucking pure energy, okay? I would love for someone to, one day, if it ever gets like, I'll probably be dead and buried, by that time, but gets picked up, gets optioned for a movie, they do some sort of Dungeons & Dragons-like shit with it, right? And they cast an Aetherian in it, and they're still pulling this fucking bullshit today, right? Or then, or into the future. And they're like, oh, we casted this insert person of this group to play this character. That character's made of pure energy. Who gives a fuck? Okay? You have characters made of fucking stone and rock. Okay? And you're really going to get fucking hung up on the person's skin shade in a fantasy universe? Same thing with sci-fi, too.
It's the word fantasy.
Yeah.
It's make-believe. It's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be what you envision. This is why it's called fantasy.
But I think we kind of veered off topic, getting off of, speaking of fantasies, though. You wanted to talk about OnlyFans, good sir?
I'm not telling people my fantasies, but yes, I'll...
No.
I'm not talking about them, my love interest of Elish Norton. But, anyway.
In her glistening oil, I gotcha.
I know. I love when I was completed. Don't you hate that word? I fucking hate that word.
I swear. Next time we play, next week, if we're playing EC next week, I am going to, I swear.
I tell you, just to do my one shot, we're going to call it Mommy Juices.
Oh, please, no.
You said I owe you, and I'm like, oh, I know you do. I'm like, it's all right.
That's the debt you don't. It's like the John Wick debt. You're like you're the Italian guy who comes in with the coin with the bloody thumbprint. You're like, I heard you were back, and you toss it in front of me, and I'm like, shit. There's no way of getting out of this. Yeah. I'm a man of my word. Fuck.
It's like, damn it. You really picked a bad time. Like, no, I picked the perfect opportunity.
JB's like, I know exactly what I was doing. I was the architect the whole time. It's like, why do you sound like an old guy? I like talking like this.
It's sexy.
Yeah.
Deuce.
So
Deuce.
Okay, we're getting off topic again.
I mean, so if this is kind of in topic. Imagine if they did a modern version of Deuce Bigelow with Rob Schneider.
Oh, that'd be
right.
That would be horrendous. Wait, with Rob Schneider or like a new?
It's got to be him because he's so fucking hilarious.
Well, if Rob Schneider is anything like he projects himself to be on Twitter, it would be probably fantastic, and people would be trying to cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he seems to be very pro 1A type of guy. So he would probably go balls deep with it. And hopefully Adam Sandler would back him up with it because they're really good buddies.
Oh, yeah. I don't see them like him trying to do something of his movies just for like the political eye, but especially when he has his own movie production company, right? He literally just makes movies and hires his own close friends to do it. That's why you see the same actors and actresses are in the same movie, and people like, even if they do pretty okay and stuff like that, then he's just doing it with his friends. He's like, okay, may not be a big hit, but my friends made money doing it, and we had a good time doing it. Okay, that's what it's about.
And that's what I want to do too with Neon Knights.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna make some funny shit in the future, so stay tuned.
We have to do like a little writing storm and just come up like they just skits, right? It doesn't have to be like massive, like full on movie production stuff. We'll start out with skits and then go from there once we get our feet wet.
Oh, you think we could use OnlyFans to do it too? Well, like the true intention of OnlyFans before the Thots invaded it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm fairly certain we can do that. We'll use the tools of OnlyFans against the people who are using it for what it's not intended to be. But speaking of which, go ahead, sir. You have the floor.
Yes. We're talking about OnlyFans. So I'm sure you know this, Mike, but do you even know what the original purpose of OnlyFans was? It's like what Twitter was meant to be. Yeah, Twitter's meant to be a free speech platform, right?
That's a funny joke. Yeah, that's a good one. Hashtag free Britney Venti.
Yes. Hashtag free whoever else you try to cancel.
From what I see, a lot of them are back. Quartering is back. Jeremy. I don't know his last name. I think Handler or something.
That other guy was back. The Yellow Flash.
The Yellow Flash is back. Camelot is back. That umbrella. I'm not sure if that umbrella guy was banned, but he's been.
Oh my god!
What,
dude? This is like super off topic.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
No, it's not. Because you said like the word Camelot. So I thought about camel toe.
Which is very prominent on probably OnlyFans.
Yes.
There's probably a whole, that's probably like a whole, I don't know how it works, but I'm assuming it's like a genre. Is there genres like camel toe?
There's not like genres where like you can go on like Pornhub, for instance, and they already have like subcategories. And don't ask how do I know that. Most fucking 99, I can't say 9, I don't know the percentage. I would say at least 90% of men and women and the other weirdos out there have, minus Mike, so he's in that like 10% or less. Know what I'm talking about. So don't play this game with me.
It's kind of like that. It's like that episode of Rick and Morty, where Morty was like, "Hold on, I forgot the login for my Pornhub account," and Rick is like, "You have a login?" And he goes, "Yeah, it helps with the algorithm." And I just started dying. I was like, "Is there an algorithm for Pornhub? Really?"
Yes, there is. He's not wrong. That's where that joke came.
Fantastic.
I mean, when they were giving out those free subscriptions during the pandemic times, I was like, no, I'm just kidding. I had to pause for a second.
Yeah, this is the Agatha Harkness thing where you wink at the camera. Wink.
Yeah, like I don't have my own login. How come I try to use your email and it says already logged in?
That's why you asked me for Neon Knight's email, you bastard. No.
I told you it was read in use. Apparently, I'm gonna have to talk to Damon about now this.
That thirsty bastard. No. So yes, I do know. All joking aside, I do know what OnlyFans was established for. It was supposed to be a place where people could actually come close. Wow, poor choice of words there.
I mean, if you pay a certain amount, you theoretically can.
People can gain more sort of like one-on-one contact with people on Twitter. So you would pay a subscription, and say if like it's gonna be weird. Say if OnlyFans still function in that capacity, and I established an OnlyFans, right? Someone's gonna fucking edit that out and make it sound like I do have one.
Attorneys, we do.
I'm fucking done. So
it's all for the clout, though. Remember the clout.
Fuck, he's a clout. It's a clout. Anyway, so
I heard that speech before. Chill. It's like whoa.
Anyway, there's not. Well, hey, unfiltered. It doesn't matter. So yeah, so I would make an OnlyFans account, and then people could pay a subscription, and they would be able to converse with me. I could do like videos, like one-on-one, like AMAs, like set up I guess like maybe a chat room, like something like this, right?
Yeah, like and ASMR undressing. Yeah, we could do stuff like that.
I was saying for its true intention, but anyway, and then talk with people. Yeah, so I do understand what OnlyFans started out.
Okay.
When did it become the multi-headed hydra of, debauchery, as it were?
So it was so I know OnlyFans is it's at least definitely been out for quite a few years now, right? And it's funny enough, it actually kind of sparked interest after it sparked a lot of interest after Patreon, right? Because before there's other websites besides OnlyFans. OnlyFans is like the mothership, not
Yeah.
like Ellis Schnorn. That's mine. So get your own people. I'm
Man,
not complaining, Mike. I swear.
you are fucking simping hard, bro.
It's not me. It's Valak. I am Valak. I told you. I got Dalek. I'm trying to work up the character for Dalek, his other cousin.
I go on.
It's like fuck. Why do I do this to myself?
No, I love it. No, because like the mic that everyone sees is like the wholesome mic, the mic that is non-filtered but doesn't engage in this type of behavior. But once upon a time,
I mean, I also have wholesome anime recommendations.
I will save that for a different episode. Sir.
Yes, for like an adult episode, because this is not an adult episode. Wink. Speaking about OnlyFans, right?
Well, it depends on how far you want to go with it. Like back in what was it? In 2018, when 2 years after the company had launched, it was bought by a Ukrainian-American businessman by the name of Leonid Redvinsky, owner of My Free Cams, which, if I'm not mistaken, is another American live web cam performance thing.
Yeah.
It's like
there's quite a few of them out there. Yeah,
right. And he acquired 75% of ownership of Phoenix International, and then afterwards he started making OnlyFans focused on not safe for work material, which is basically where it began to turn into what it is today.
Yeah, because basically it's exactly like you said. That's kind of like the history, the little short history. Because even though it started in 2016 in the
Correct.
UK company, and then in 2018 that's when it started changing, because Patreon started to before you would see a lot of these majority percent of people that do OnlyFans are women. There are men who do it, but the majority of them are women, right? They would have Patreon, and they would say join my Patreon where you can see my spicy content. And Patreon started kind of upping their rules about it, about having content on there. So when OnlyFans came about, and they started changing the whole uh idea, not the idea, but whole direction of what they wanted to do with OnlyFans, a lot of women started jumping. Oh, let's change my word because I'm trying to get better. A lot of women that chose to do OnlyFans moved over from Patreon to OnlyFans. But an OnlyFans is, like you said, originally was supposed to be from, if we did OnlyFans in 2016, it would just be us doing close content interaction with our true fans of Nia Nights, right? Whether it be like a own little campaign, a different episode they wouldn't be able to hear unless you joined the Patreon, right? And that's kind of like what it was meant to be. Then eventually, when women realized there weren't like that many restrictions when it comes to like spicy content, right? They started jumping on it a little bit more and more and more because they were realizing how much income they were generating, right?
Which then triggered that 2021 congressional hearing about whether OnlyFans, I think it's supposed to be considered like pornography or something, and to get more regulation on it, which the government doesn't care about pornography. They really don't. We're talking about people who probably engage in Epstein Island level stuff. They're looking at the kids menu on Epstein Island. Let's put it that way, right?
For the people about that, you can't condemn also Andrew Tate, and if you don't talk about the Epstein Island Black Book, just saying.
Well, it's a bit hypocritical. I mean, like if you're going to condemn one,
that's what I'm saying. You can't condemn him.
I know. I'm backing
and then
you
not.
up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got you.
Yeah, I'm backing you up. I'm backing you up. But I got your rear. No homo.
Oh.
No homo. Full no homo. Emphasis on the
Oh,
no.
we were in socks too, right?
I don't even know what the fuck that means. So I
If
don't
you
know how
just
to
say
answer
yes,
that.
it's fine.
Yes?
All right, good. We're good then. It's not gay. We're wearing
Okay.
socks.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to
Um,
update you on the bro terminology and certain things in
you really are, because
2023.
I've been out of loop for a while on the whole bro lingo.
We've had to change certain things because we're being identified as like we're like gay or something when it's not. It's not gay to kiss your homies good night. I don't want my homie to have bad dreams. The fuck is wrong with you? I tell some crazy people, right? Come on, Mike. It's crazy people.
So anyway, going back to what I was saying, it's all about the government wanting to regulate an industry that is profitable or lucrative.
Hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
so
A company that wasn't even based in America.
no,
It was started in the UK.
London,
Yes,
yeah,
of all places. You're trying to stop trying to police the whole fucking world. Seriously.
yeah.
But
Authoritarians are going to be authoritative. So
hmm so now pretty much OnlyFans changed from content creators just doing literally specific content that you would pay for a subscription to interact with your specific group that you're interested in or that you enjoy content from, right? Has now changed to a thing of a quote. It in a quote, it is technically pornography, just like all the other points the uh porn sites are, right? Like there are many. It was I think it was now the percentage of people that actually go on like pornography websites has increased actually since COVID, since the pandemic times, have upped like about, and I think on a daily basis it's almost like plus at least a million searches a day daily. By the way, that these websites are generating traffic through.
now that
The
million
main
is that
ones being, you know, Pornhub and stuff like that. Which, by the way, I have retweeted. So I'm trying to see if I won that beanie you were saying. Just
come
saying.
on, Pornhub. He really wants that beanie. He will work hard for that.
Yeah,
He's a
you
hard
said
worker.
retweet for a chance to win, and I did. Where's my beanie?
So that number, is that coming from like just the United States, or is that global? Because that seems kind of like a lowball number for a global.
No, I think that was just the United States because obviously there's, you know, I can only say for at least the United States and maybe like the West, which would be the United States and the UK
Right.
included. So I would say that's just for that. Mind you, these are daily searches, and actually the searches increase surprisingly not at night. It's actually in the morning.
Well,
It was
that
weird.
could
I
mean
thought it was night, but
that can
apparently,
mean two things. One, that can mean an increasingly large amount of searches, either in the morning and someone is maybe cranking them out in the morning. I don't know. Or B, it can be coming from the fact that it's mostly European searches. Because remember,
hmm
Europe is about 6 hours ahead of us. So if they're registering the what do you call it the time based off of the European clock, right, or rather, the clock over in UK, right, that's about roughly 6 hours ahead. It's going to have a different effect on what time what it seems like is the spike.
I know. It's funny so when you think about the idea of OnlyFans, right? It was meant to be something that was just interacting with just personal your content creators, like us, for example, right? But now it's evolved into something of it is technically considered pornographic material, even if no matter if you can put it by a paywall subscription, right? So now it's becomes it's become now where like any woman, there's mainly women who do this, who 18 plus years old, right? Say they have like a certain following on Instagram, especially, right? Or even Twitter, right? And then, they dress provocative, right? And stuff like that. I probably missaid that, but just whatever. They know what I'm talking about. I hope at least, right? They dress a certain way and then they say they're going to do an OnlyFans. especially in this economy, Mike, the women that are doing OnlyFans, at least, especially in the top like 1%, how much money they're generating on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
It's astounding.
In September of 2022, uh, that Twitch streamer, the one that Jeremy talks about from time to time, the one who like she went through that drama where her husband was apparently abusing her. I'm not sure what happened with it, but she apparently was making like close to like $2 million a month, and I don't think that's counting like the actual money she gets. That's counting just what the gross.
Yeah.
So even after,
Even
I
if
don't
there
know,
were fees, even after you include the fees you give to OnlyFans, it's still at least $1 million.
she's raking in some serious money a month. Even if it wasn't $1 million, even if it was like the high hundreds, like high six-figure salary,
Oh, are you
right?
talking about Bella Thorne?
No, the one, no, the one that no, that
She
was I
caused
know that one.
controversy too because she gained $1 million over in 20. I remember. So she gained $1 million in 24 hours when she decided to do OnlyFans, and there was a lot of other women that were doing OnlyFans. You would consider in like less tier. Hold
Well,
on a
because
second.
they didn't want any competition. We talked about that when that happened. No, this was. Let me see if I can look her up. 1 second. Do. Okay. Amaranth, Amaranth. I'm not sure how to pronounce her
I
name.
think so. Yeah, I'm looking up
So
right now the names of the people that
she,
go controversial right now.
so she's. I'm assuming she's probably maybe a bot. I don't know if it's natural red or whatever, but she's a ginge maybe. But yeah, she makes over 1.5 as of 2022. She was making over 1.5 million, and I'm assuming that's the gross a month. And then lately,
Jesus.
yeah, and then lately she was posting, oh, me or a PS5 and stuff like that, and it was hilarious how people just ratioed the shit out of her, and was going
Oh
like, oh,
yeah,
we'll take the PS5,
yeah. There was a
less
lot of that.
plastic.
Exactly. They were like, "Oh, me the PS5, me in 2020. You know how hard it is to get a damn PS5? I want to play
Yeah.
the PS5. I'm trying to play some Spider Man. it's like, it's like, damn. Let him get his PS5. You thought?
Yeah, legit.
Serious.
Holy shit.
Seriously, yeah. He's gonna last like 32 seconds with you. Spider Man, he'll have all the time. Give me a
That's
break.
at least hours and hours of fun.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna get his endorphins off in like I might be breaching, giving a lot of guys too much credit. Maybe a minute. I'm just kidding, but
That's like
it's a
that
whole
meme.
meme culture.
It's like the meme you put in the chat. You're like, oh, he'll get 52 seconds with you, and then the guy was like, wait, you're getting seconds?
He's like, you guys are getting 52 seconds. Yo.
But go on, good sir.
There was yeah, Bella Thorne. She set a record in 2020 for $1 million in 24 hours, where she promised nudes for $200, but
Oh, and she trolled everyone, right?
she only provided lingerie clad photographs, and she had to
Mm.
do a whole chargeback. So that's when OnlyFans started that whole like. So on OnlyFans, you can tip, right, the person. It's many of the women that you're interested in. You can tip them, right, a certain amount. They were trying to change it to like I think $50 or $100 now. They were trying to regulate it, government regulation,
Well,
right? And
that I think
OnlyFans.
probably came from OnlyFans regulating it as opposed to the government.
It was the Bella Thorne incident caused that whole thing
Yeah,
because of the whole chargeback. Because obviously,
they
OnlyFans
lose their
has to
cut.
they lose a cut. They have to pay that back, right, to the people because technically you weren't promised. It's like a McDonald's commercial, right? You see this beautiful cheeseburger quarter pounder they promote, and you get the quarter pound at McDonald's, and it's mushy. Like really? Come on, it's not real meat though.
Yeah, it's a soy based patty. Soon they'll be putting bugs in it. So
I know, plant based everything, right?
or
Stupid.
bug based. Like, oh,
Ugh.
it's animals, but it's bugs.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, no, I'll stick with my cow.
Yeah,
My cow was
seriously.
100% vegan.
Yes, technically we are vegan then, because cows eat grass.
I don't know if it works that way, but you know what? I will not argue that logic, good sir. I don't want to argue that
Yes.
logic. Selective
um.
selective reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You, my sir, don't make much sense, but you know what? I like it for now, so I will go with it. Thank you.
I like it.
I like it a lot, a lot.
Uh, so pretty much after that incident, that caused a whole backlash because a lot of the uh other female content creators in OnlyFans, because I hate I also hate the internet meme culture.
Mm-hmm.
Biological female, mind you, a woman that was born a woman. Anyway,
So, a woman,
I feel like I
gotcha.
have to. I feel like I have to say that. I feel like I hate that I have to say that. But clarification because
Transuary 6th. Let
yes.
it let it live on in infamy. Anyway, God.
So a lot of the content creators, at least the women in the top 1% or less percentage, right, were saying how she was quote, taking the money from them, when in reality it's a it's a competition thing. That's how the workforce is, right? Say you work in a restaurant and you're a cook, right? I'm using an ideology because of someone who's worked in a restaurant, right? So I'm gonna use
Right.
restaurant terminology for people. If you worked in construction, this the same shit, right? This is the same idea. You
Skilled
work in a
labor.
restaurant, yeah, it's a skilled day. You work in a restaurant, blah blah. You do your job, and then they hire a new cook because they need a new cook, and that new cook happens to be a lot better at you, or a lot, and can do things faster and in less time. So most likely, they're gonna want to keep that cook versus you. Not saying that you're not a bad person, but because he's able to do things a little bit faster, more proficient in less time, right? Which means it's more money for the business, and the business can use that money to better things in their restaurant and better pay for their employees, et cetera, et cetera. Business terminology, right? That cook will get specifically the more hours and base because he's able to perform at a fast level. It's a competition. Now the previous cooks, if you want to, you know, you got to get better at your job, or you got to at least improve on your certain skills in that job. OnlyFans is the same thing. It's a quote competition based because Bella Thorne already had an established following, but because she decided to do OnlyFans, now OnlyFans is associated with pornography, nudes, you know, and all that ongoing, she generated $1 million. Even if she, even if I don't remember her subscription numbers, even if they were, she probably said, I think she said them at $10 or $20. Even at $10 a subscription, right? How many people are going to pay for that, Mike? Easily hundreds of thousands of men, right? Oh, it's $10. Bella Thorne, she made OnlyFans. Oh, credit card, click, done. To them, it's just $10. That's a Netflix subscription. Oh, sorry, that's not a Netflix subscription. That's terrible. That was an old Netflix subscription price. Now it's like $17 and change a month, right?
So, as of, let me take a look at the date on this. It's at least it was at least over 100K, and it was growing rapidly, and that was what, 2 years ago when that happened, right?
Yeah, it's about 2 years. There's gonna be 3 years this year in August, but yeah,
Okay, but
at
yeah,
least 2.5 years now.
yeah, she was well over 100K, and it was growing rapidly. I would not doubt that she probably still has a lot of followers, because you know what? They may not be getting their nudes, but you know what? It's Bella Thorne. It's her in a compromising position, right? When it comes to,
Hmm.
NSFW stuff, and they're going to use their imagination to imagine whatever, As someone who've played D&D and is working his own tabletop game, the imagination is incredibly powerful and can be even better than what reality can give you. I mean, look at what's going on with this whole Transuary 6. Never forget.
The real insurrection.
The real insurrection. How dare they?
How dare they?
Anyway, go on, good sir.
But so yeah, because she has, I looked at her previous following, right? She had major roles in the Disney Channel in the early days, as for CC Jones in the series Shake It Up. So she did a couple of other things after that, right? And stuff like that. So when an actress, pertaining a female actress, decides to do OnlyFans, yeah, she's going to garner attention. But it's funny, Mike, how that, remember back then, like when nudes when celebrities would go out of their way or on their whim to make it a big deal that their new photos that they may have sent to someone got leaked, but now they charge like people $3.99 for it a month. It's crazy how the table is turning that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because
It's very hypocritical.
it's incredibly hypocritical because I can tell you right now, if it was a societally accepted, like en masse for celebrities, and it wasn't like a death nail in their coffin for their career, they would be on OnlyFans and doing their films at the same time, bearing it all or putting up as provocative as materials as possible. Okay? Hollywood, as I said before, not everyone, but there are a lot of hypocrites in fucking Tinseltown. Okay? They are fucking fake.
Hmm. No, it very much is because they kind of coined now the term OnlyFans is now essentially just coined to just to coin to technically pornography, right? There's even like some women who do OnlyFans and they don't, so called, they might bear it all a bit. There are there are mainly a lot of are women who do OnlyFans are singles, but there are also couples who do OnlyFans, like couples that are married, but obviously the woman is a face front when it comes to the advertisement, right, of it
Right.
via their Instagram, their Twitters, right? They put all their links on Linktree and stuff like that, where you can go. Besides OnlyFans, there's Fansly. There's a
Is
couple
that like
others they see.
OnlyFans as well, or is that just something? What
Yeah,
is
it's
that
like a
exactly?
subset of like OnlyFans.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like not as like it's not like too much, but like you sometimes I know you don't follow because you know my Instagram is filled with thoughts and puppies.
Yo, oh man, I saw the most adorable video of a kitten today. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, my Instagram is weird. I don't have an Instagram for the people. I don't have a MySpace. That's it. I swear. Anyway, but so it when it's crazy thing about the economy going on, and so how much money a woman is earning through Instagram, even if her subscription fee, Mike, is only $9.99, and some are more. The general range is about some do less than $10, right? Especially if they just start out. But when they're a big content creator, right? They up the fee, right? And obviously they can gain tips. Like I think you probably noticed from like a meme culture thing, right? Where a woman will say, "I'll rate your penis," and she says, "This is my fee for rating." Guys will pay that. There are guys out there who will pay that.
Because
Mind
they
you,
so this is
it's
a
50. Let's say $50
it serves two
for.
purposes.
Yep.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll
No, I think I know where we're getting to. I know. I think one of the purpose is about because we talked about this in before about the difference of technically why OnlyFans is more interpersonal than watching pornography on like on Pornhub, for example,
Okay, go on.
right? Because you're interacting with the woman, right? You're interacting, you're having a conversation. If you pay a lot of extra money, she'll send you a personal video. She'll do custom videos, right? And they pay like hundreds of dollars for that.
Yeah, there was that video. There was that post. I forgot where. I think it was maybe the Daily Mail, maybe I think question mark, or it was one of those news outlets, and literally the report was number one OnlyFans fan spends like $10,000 to meet the girl, right?
Oh, I did see
And
that.
then the
Yep.
girl said that she spent that $10,000 taking her and her boyfriend on a dream vacation. I'm like, these people, these simps are literally the living example of the guy in high school, that cliche guy in high school. Usually it was the nerd, right? That would wait for the pretty girl and be like, "Hey, can I carry your books to school to class?" Thinking that it would give them some sort of reward. And when she was just doing stuff with her boyfriend instead, that nerd got either upset or pissed and said they would never do it again. But what happens? They wind up doing it again. Okay,
because she charms him. Because a woman will charm her for for an end for a false. They would charm the that girl would charm that young nerd for a for falseness, right? It sounds weird, I know. Into thinking that he's going to get something after, right? That he may get like her, he might like get her number, maybe a handshake, a hug, or even a kiss, right? He might think, oh my God, the popular girl likes me and stuff like that. And we're going to go out and, we're going to be like the couple of the high school or college or something, right? When maybe the nerd was trying to do a nice thing, but unfortunately they got used and Veggie just turned into now, quote, simp.
Yeah, and that's the evolution of the simp. With the
Mm-hmm.
modern day, dude who's carrying the books is now this guy paying $50 to get his dick measured because it serves multiple purposes. And I'm just explaining it. I'm not, what do you call it? I'm condemning it. The other word, commending.
Yeah.
I'm not commending it.
Yeah, we're not commending. We're just explaining how it's working right now.
So a guy would spend, like you said, $50 to get his dick measured or rated by insert girl that he really likes on OnlyFans, right? By him doing this, he is having a gateway of interaction with her, which is a plus for him. And then if she comes back with something positive, like I rate your thing X out of X, that's another positive. But here's the thing. You are giving her money to give you a compliment, and they may not even realize it. Because is she really going to go to you and say, oh, your dick is whack? It's, 1 out of, someone's going to sound like that. 1 out of 10, right? No, she's going to soften the blow. She's probably has already a list. The male genitalia that is actually terrible, she'll score nothing less than maybe a 7, right?
She got that list from Superbad. Jonah Hill, remember he used to draw penises
all over everything. Yeah.
Yep.
In Hot Topic, they even sold that notebook. And
yeah, I didn't buy that notebook, I swear. Wait, what?
Yeah, sure.
Back when Hot Topic used to sell, actual like goth clothing, now it's not just another
Spencer's.
It's more than just it's a Spencer's 2.0, but just more. Now they just sell the popular IP. You can actually still buy quote goth clothes. It's just on their website.
Oh, Hot Topic is still around. Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude, it's still in malls. It's still
I didn't know.
Popular.
I thought it was dead.
Evolved from being like the quote high school goth kind of store.
Nothing says goth like Michael Jackson. I'm looking at their shirts right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and a lot of their stuff is now just mainstream IP items. Anime has always been a hot topic. It's anime T-shirts and all that stuff. But
Fleetwood Mac, Queen, none of that is goth.
Yeah, seriously, that's none of that is quote goth or or insert black metal, death metal, hardcore, heavy metal. Like none of that None of that is the category of what Hot Topic, at least what it was at least used to be when I used to go there in my young and high school days.
But back in my day,
when Hot Topic had penis notebooks from Superbad.
I don't think I went to the same Hot Topic. So going back to what we were saying.
No, it's hot dicks. I mean, what?
Fucking A. I'm trying to get to the...
All right, yes, sorry.
So, getting back to the topic at hand, right? She probably has a rating rubric of like the worst she'll ever give someone is X, right? And then the best she'll ever give someone is Y. And then she'll just have those people, the rare few people that she's just brutally honest with. But it's probably mostly because it's actually like her being like over hypersexualized and complimentive of someone's member, their biological
member.
Has,
in quote, she probably has to be somewhat nice by not being truthful, right? Because if she wants to garner more money from this individual, right, she doesn't want to set him off and have him like rescind his OnlyFans subscription, right?
Yeah.
Or never join her again. So she's gonna be fairly honest and be like, yeah, it's got a nice personality.
But think about
So-
the damage, and think about the damage that does too, though. Like to
Mhm.
her, she becomes a slave to his sexual desires, right? Almost kind of feel like Persona, Persona 5, the first dungeon. And then in turn, he just, he'll say, "Oh, I don't objectify women. Oh, every woman is a queen. Yas, queen, all that bullshit," right? And he's engaging in hypocritical behavior and doing exactly what he says he isn't doing,
Mhm.
because he's now put a numerical value on her. It's like that Amaranth chick when she was doing that PS5 or me. Immediately, you have stated that your value, you have objectified yourself and stated your value as a human being is no less than the value of the PS5 in theory.
A a
But if
base
you're,
minimum value of $500.
yes,
So you put a price on your name. You're thinking you were
yourself, your
just
being, not just your
your
name,
being.
your being.
Yeah. It's like I'm at least worth 500. It's like, I thought we got past that, Mike, about, purchasing people or buying people. I thought we were past that, but apparently we're not.
History is we're on a road to serfdom anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But also, she did the mistake of, and now this is where I said it's asterisks, that her minimal value, according to her, right? Don't sound, Twitter's probably going to soundbite this. According to her, her minimal value asterisk is $500. That's the going price roughly of a PS5, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she did the mistake in her part of putting up a poll as well. And when that poll was unfavorable, that means more
Oh,
people valued the PS5 over her, which if you have objectified yourself and you're putting this whole supply and demand thing into market, the demand for that PS5 is higher, even though it probably has a more higher supply, but still the demand's higher. Thus, your value in theory as an individual is less than, and it's all your fault for belittling yourself for doing this, less than $500. What the fuck? So I
you
can
literally
literally
put a
take,
price tag on yourself.
yeah, literally. Okay, let me get a few hundred, like, then less than $500. All right, there you go, 500. You're mine now. What the fuck, man? Talk about some asshat backwards bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we get into the negative side of OnlyFans, because while in theory, yes, you are garnering for the very few individual females in the top 1% that are gaining tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the very few million of dollars a month. Yes, while in theory you are gaining a lot of money, right? And whether if yeah, you're probably using money to pay off your bills, you helped your family if they didn't disown you for showing your nudes online,
Oh,
right?
don't
Or
get
if
me
they
started on those
supported
stories.
you,
Like the
yeah, in
story
a
of
weird way.
the guy who, sorry, the woman who said her father is her number one subscriber on fucking OnlyFans. What the fuck?
That's some fucking Ohio, Alabama shit right now. Yes, because Ohio has its own fucking issues right now too. Apparently, it's meme culture. I swear. I mean, real life stuff. We could even throw in a Tennessee cop. I mean, that meme is so funny these days.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that was.
I'm surprised she just hasn't started on OnlyFans at this point.
She,
Cause
if I'm not mistaken, she was offered a $10,000 performance deal at a local strip club or something. Apparently, but I think
I
that's
mean,
all.
at this
That's
point, you kind of just fucked yourself by letting other men and a dog supposedly fuck yourself. So you kind of already down that
that's
rabbit hole.
gross. I didn't hear about the dog part.
Yeah,
Please tell
that
me
was.
that's just like a meme and not real.
There were a lot of memes about it. I hope it's not real, but I wouldn't be surprised. So do your own research, you filthy animals. And well, you probably shouldn't, because that's weird. But anyway, um, so yes, while you are gaining a good amount of money doing OnlyFans, right? It's an how did you describe it, Mike? As in the type of workforce it's going into, it's an easy entry to go into because all you really need
it's a
is
low skilled workforce. You
it's
don't
a
need
low
to be
skilled workforce. Yes.
you don't need to be the most skilled laborer, right?
Hmm.
If we're talking in terms of work dynamic, like labor dynamics, right?
Hmm.
You don't need a lot of skill to be on OnlyFans, and there are going to be the sex workers out there, if there are any listening, the people maybe other people who might disagree with me that think, oh, it takes a lot of work. Sorry, someone
No,
can
it
do
doesn't.
what you do easily. It's not the same thing as like someone who works in HVAC who actually has to learn intricate systems. Otherwise, someone's air filtration system is going to be pumping dirty,
Yep.
poisonous air into their house, right? Or a pilot light goes out. They're the ones who have to fix the fucking pilot light,
Hmm.
okay? Or someone who's a machinist, right? Who have to
Machinists.
machinists, electricians, welders, mechanics. These are all skilled jobs, right? They're hard to replace, which is
These
why a
skilled
lot.
jobs that sustain society. By the way,
Yes,
they
they
keep
sustain society,
society going very well.
and they manufacture a lot of things. Well, that the machinist part does. But anyway, that's I'm digressing. But they are not going to be as valuable as those individuals. The only fan girls or guys, right, are they're as it's just truth, right? They're expendable. There will be a new Thot to replace you.
Hmm.
Okay, this is not a prolonged career. Do you want to be 74 and sagging and still sticking things up wherever? Like let's be honest
Fucking
here.
gross.
Yeah. But
Yeah. No,
you
it's
know,
like you said. You just said the right word. It's an expendable job, and then people could argue, well, isn't like being a cook an expendable job? Well, no, because first of all, you got to eat every day, right? And yeah, you can quote unquote say that's a giggity, to OnlyFans. Yes, it was an
fucking
unintentional giggity, right?
double
But
entendre.
it was. At this point, I'm about to make it a triple in a second. But yeah,
I'm fucking done.
but the thing of difference between, like you said, a skilled labor job, or even they could use the argument of someone about who's a regular cook. You're gonna go out to a restaurant every day and eat, even if it's at just a normal diner. You're still gonna go out. You still need someone to make your basic grilled cheese breakfast sandwiches, chicken nuggets, tenders, fries, all that stuff, right? So you really can't use that argument that much because we need food to sustain to eat living. Now, maybe not a lot of fried food. You can have it once in a while, sure. Ain't gonna kill you, but you eat every day. It's gonna have long term negative effects,
Yeah,
obviously.
when
Right?
I had too much fried food. Was it on New Year's? And that just fucking wrecked my stomach. Hashtag getting
Hmm.
too fucking old. Or also the fact that I'm not. That's not what I eat normally. I normally have a
Yeah.
pretty well balanced, good diet with a mix of grains, green, a lot of protein. At least
Hmm.
I have to calculate. Eggs, pieces of
Yep.
chicken, occasionally red
Yeah.
meat. So
I get protein every day. You gotta get the muscles going.
your man milk, right?
Exactly. Man milk
Yeah,
by men for men.
and made by men.
Hmm. It's for the bros. But OnlyFans. Yes. So the main problem with the negative side effects, right, of OnlyFans, it's creating this almost illusion of what technically a real, we'll even quote called traditional relationship, if you went from a religious base, of what a relationship is at least supposed to be in the future, where a man and a woman, they engage and they talk, get to know each other, be in a relationship, eventually get married, right, in the eyes of God, and they have children, right?
Go on.
Now, women are not women. The percentage, got a team in terminology, I don't want to criticize. The percentage of women that are doing OnlyFans, right? It's having a long term negative effect, at least it's pertaining when it's coming to modern dating in society right now, because you're creating this illusion that this is how a man and woman's interactions are supposed to be, irregardless of all the money you're making. Like, yeah, is a woman who's like 18, 20 years old in college, where she's still young and fit and has a pretty good decent following of friends from her high school and college friends, Is she gonna go? If she makes OnlyFans, will she make a lot of money? Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna have to offer some contradiction. According to now,
Mm-hmm.
this is according to TechJury.net. Diane, it's a guy, Dion Georgiev or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, according to these are I can't talk statistics. Starting from 2023 or 2022 going to 2023 of OnlyFans. Over 170 million users have a registered OnlyFans account, including 1.5 million creators. So there are 1.5 million creators, probably rounded up or down, well, probably rounded up, that are on that site. There are
Mm-hmm.
an additional 500,000 new users that sign up to OnlyFans per day. So these could be alt accounts, these could be bot accounts, who knows? Doesn't specify. The OnlyFans platform grows at a rate of 70% per month. In total, OnlyFans pays out over $5 billion in collective to its collective of content creators each year. Bella Thorne made over $1 million. We talked about that. The average paid subscription member is 35 to 44 years old.
Dollars.
Years old.
Oh, the average. Oh,
The
their
average,
age.
yeah, the average age of paid subscription members is 35 to 44. The
So
average,
that's a lot of older women or
the
cougars.
average OnlyFans content creator, the average only
Mm-hmm.
has 21 subscribers. So the Amarants, the Bella Thorns, the various different e-girls, e-thots out there, on a majority, are not indicative of them.
They're almost
So
like the less than one. They're like the top 1% or less. They're.
basically, they're the higher echelon of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Despite the huge number of OnlyFans accounts and subscribers, most creators have a small following. Growing a regular fan base of loyal subscribers remains one of the toughest challenges for creators in 2022. So it does come from 2022. Okay. They take a 20% commission from their creators. There goes that answer. So 20% of 1.5 million. You get your number. OnlyFans platform. OnlyFans pays out $5 billion. 82.4% of content creators charge under $20 per month. So they charge between $5 to $15. So if you imagine that, you're putting your cooter out there. You only have 21 subscribers for $5 a month, right? Do the math. Let's see. Black China. The average creator earns over 100. The average creator earns a reported $180 per month. The average creator on OnlyFans, $180 per month. That's nothing. That's like
Mm-hmm.
a utility bill in an apartment, depending on where you live.
Mm-hmm. You just not crazy, but the thing about that is too, right? That doesn't even include if we know maybe just the average woman on OnlyFans, right? That probably doesn't include maybe if they quote are a Twitch streamer, they have a large following on Instagram where they can monetize their Instagram with Instagram advertisements, right? That doesn't include if they do YouTube shorts and YouTube videos. I think I say Twitch. I said Twitch, right?
Yes,
It
yes,
doesn't
you did.
include Twitch stream. That doesn't include the Twitch stream, like the hot tub Twitch streamers, right? But let's ban Aiden, but not the hot tub YouTube Twitch
Oh, it's
streamers, right?
hypocritical. It's all hypocritical
Yeah,
because Aiden probably doesn't bring in enough subscribers. If Aiden brought enough subscribers, they
no.
might have kept him. I'm not. I'm just providing reasoning. I'm not
Oh
backing.
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah,
Aiden Ross, was that his name?
yeah, Aiden Ross, yeah.
Aiden Ross. Yeah, I heard about that. That was fucking retarded.
No, it very much was. I can tell you. Well, I think we can at least both agree that it was a part of it was definitely because of Andrew Tate.
Oh, without
Just him and
question.
Andrew Tate being like close. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. There's no question. And I think from the video that I remember, if I think it was Instagram or one of the social media platforms, Aiden Ross did the right thing. He said, "You know what? I'm off their platform. Fine. You know what? Get off the platform too, guys. Do something productive with your lives. 100%."
Okay.
Good.
But Yeah, no, I was just took off my sweatshirt. It was too hot. My
Gotcha.
room. Um, but yeah, the numbers for the average numbers of the OnlyFans, right? It's that word you used tonight, right? They're expendable because, and this is where we get into this is where we get into the biological part, right? The women that are engaging in OnlyFans and decide to engage in OnlyFans, right, at a very early age of even if it's 18 plus years old, bare minimum 18, right? It's like you said, you're really gonna give up to people to show your body for what? For $5 a month to maybe 20 subscribers. You might get 100 maybe if you do some weird freaky shit,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Like you might get more if you become, and obviously then they branch themselves, right? They become Twitch streamer girls who they'll stream the popular game, right? And only play the popular game, right? They'll dress up like that girl from Overwatch.
which
Uh,
one?
the big one. I had that bunny gun or the bunny costume.
Oh, Diva.
Yeah,
She has
something
the
like
robot.
that.
She has the
Yeah,
robot.
she is a
Yeah.
robot and stuff like that. They'll dress up like that or like pretend dress up to as some only let's just say OnlyFans as an anime waifu, right? And
Right.
obviously, so the guys who say who already subscribed to her or she advertises herself on Twitter and Instagram and she becomes a Twitch streamer. Now she's drawing in. Now this is where like the other real money starts coming because now she's advertising herself on multiple platforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the reason why a woman like Bella Thorne is able to, like you said, to garnish that amount of money in only 24 hours because she already had a following before, right? From being an actress. So it was obviously easier for her to just garner that much money because she thirst trapped a lot of guys. And probably girls too, but mainly guys. She thirst trapped a lot of them essentially. Right? So this is where we kind of get into the whole negative effects of OnlyFans because it's starting to become it's starting to negatively impact our society, right? To the
It's
point where the modern dating market is being affected negatively. I know for all people out there, but this is not new. Pornography has been around. Yes, we all know pornography has been around in some form, in other form, right? And it has been. You could even quote say
but
you
it
read
hasn't
a
been so
book.
easily accessible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The technology of social media and access to smartphones like iPhones and other Android phones, Google phones now they have a phone too now,
Yeah.
right? You literally you to only even the iPhones are so advanced now, right? You could just all you really need to do to start an OnlyFans is just an iPhone essentially.
And a butthole.
That's it. And you hopefully that you also it's and you become yourself part of that bubble that eventually will pop, right? Because you're trying to access easy money and you're self degrading yourself for the long term value. You're essentially give honestly because as a woman you're giving up your quote the best years of your life, and I'm not saying that from like a subjective base. I'm talking about from a, and Mike, biological base
Yeah.
because in that time you're probably single. And you can say, oh, what about couples that do it? Yeah, there are couples that do OnlyFans. All right, there are, sure, whatever. Even if you're married, but
They're
there's
an
a
outlier.
that
They're an
yeah,
outlier.
exactly. There are outliers to everything, but we're not going to use. There are people out there who like to use subjective terminology to disrupt objectivity. The outliers don't determine just because you know of a personal outlier doesn't mean that represents as a whole of what's objective truth, right? There's outliers to everything. Of course, is even if you know someone personal, right? That's fine. You could tell me about that personal story. It could be, a funny gag, so I don't care. But it's not the objective truth as a whole
No,
for everyone else.
and I'll feel for you. I understand people have hardships, right? But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, if you're using just a personal story to convince someone that your own personal experience is indicative of an actual overarching phenomena, when the facts, right, well researched data that's been corroborated and such, and not the whole trust the science fucking farcity that occurred over these past 2-3 years, right?
Trust the science, Mike. I know what I'm talking about.
Yada yada. If they were really the science, they would have no problem people refuting their points. They would go back and be like, oh no, well, our data shows this. Let's back it up against your data. No. What they do, they try to censor. Anyway, I'm digressing. So, going back to what I was saying before, wow, fucking brain fart now. Shit. God damn it, JB.
The long term. I mean, I did this time. I didn't interrupt you. So.
No, you didn't. That was my own fault. That was my own fault. Going off on a tangent as always.
Hey, but that's what brings the entertainment value to our
it does.
videos.
Videos, recordings.
Our OnlyFans videos. we're gonna show you.
I don't like where you're going with this, sir.
We're gonna show you a real tabletop RPG game.
I don't like where you're going with this, sir.
You see, it's like we're gonna get nudes going on OnlyFans, and you see, we only take our socks off, and everyone's like disappointed. And it's like, well, you didn't read the fine print. We did say you take an article,
and then we're gonna be doing some Lord of the Rings role play. You see, we just put some like hair on our feet, pretend our feet are like hobbits' feet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Who is that? Is that Chewbacca?" I don't know. Whatever your fantasy entails. You know,
man.
So the problem you were talking about, like how, now I remember how, even though yes, you might have a financial hardship, right? So then you decide to induce yourself with OnlyFans.
So yeah, well that, but also you may have like a personal story that, I feel for you, right, 100%, but it doesn't also mean that your one personal experience, especially when it's not indicative of what's going on, supersedes the facts, okay? Especially cold, hard, objective truths.
Exactly. You could have a personal story that you may have been involved with, or someone, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what we call outliers, right? There's an outlier to every fucking situation out there. But in truth and reality, objective truth will always be at least what our main focus is, and we hope for our future audience and audience members that of their choice, they decide to engage in the true ideology of objective truth.
Yeah, I mean, well, objectivism is, as what's her face, Ayn Rand called it. But there's a quote by Ayn Rand. Let me see if I can pull it up. You can, let me see. Go on, good sir. Let me pull up. Bear with me, folks.
Bear with us while I set up our OnlyFans account for the true OnlyFans intentions.
So it's as Ayn Rand stated, reason is not automatic. Those who deny it cannot be conquered by it. Do not count on them. Leave them alone. It may sound like a defeatist point of view, but it's not. It's knowing when to cut your losses in discussing with someone about something, right? If you presented the facts, you've explained yourself in a very poignant way, in a very succinct manner that's direct and very clear with good eloquence, especially if you're speaking, right? And the person still does not come to it. Do not approach them with anger. Do not approach them with hostility, right? Because that will turn them off even more. Just let them be. That's it. It's that simple. Another quote by Ayn Rand: you can ignore reality, but you cannot ignore the consequences that come from doing such. So,
yeah, it's a very good quote. Yeah. At the end of the day, we're gonna tell you our opinions, and mainly just things that are based upon objective truth. But in the reality as well, yes, OnlyFans, is, yes, there are the very top 1% of women that are earning tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, right? It's a job that you said, Mike, it's expendable. And for a biological woman, especially, it's even more expendable, because now you're spending your, quote, the good years And when I say good years, I mean of subjective term. I'm not based upon person. I'm talking about from a biological sense. Reproduction, right? A woman in her 20s, right? You're going to use that time for what? For $5 a month for 20, maybe 100 subscribers,
Well, that's the
right?
thing. The average, as I stated, according to this article, the average earner on Instagram, OnlyFans, makes $180 per month. You automatically, literally, it's going back to the whole Amaranth thing. Those men or women, according to the same article, it's 69% of people on Instagram again. God damn it, on OnlyFans are women, 31% are men, apparently. But that's could be all self identifying bullshit too. So take that with a grain of salt. So they make 180 a month on average. We'll use the average, right, as reported. They put a price tag on themselves, stating that they are worth $180, both man or woman, if we just applied the laws of average. That's insane. Imagine, dude, like literally, okay. I have $500. I can buy probably 4 of you right now. Still have a little bit money left over for some fast food for myself. Come on, let's go have a hadim. The fuck? And only 1% of, again, same article, according to this article, only 1% of the earners on OnlyFans make 33% of all the revenue. And 1% of 1.5 million is 15,000. So there are only 15,000 people who are making the goo dollars, and after that they start to wane and fall.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's at least according to our U.S. at least U.S. population, it's a very very tiny number, 15,000.
Yeah, and we're talking about something that's global.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. It's especially a very, very, very much global. You know, it's very tiny, but it's probably got a good personality, Mike. You know what I'm just saying?
I'm fucking done.
Meme
I'm so
culture.
fucking done.
But while while you know, it may seem like yes, you might gain a even if you end up being in like a higher percentage, right, where you gain a couple more $100 a month. At the end of the day, right? It's something that's eventually it's degrading our society as a whole, and it's also a big part of it's also hurting modern dating, and it's also a big part it's also a variable that's contributing to our depopulation, you know,
Yeah,
as a society as a whole, right? And you can't say oh it's pornography, it's been around forever.
that doesn't help
Well,
it.
that
That
yeah,
shit
that
it
doesn't
doesn't
help
help.
it.
It makes it
it
worse.
it doesn't help. The fact that it's just more accessible than it's ever been now, from um, porn sites that you could just look on your phone to now majority of adult women that could just do OnlyFans. All you just need is an iPhone, and you know you cover up yourself with some makeup. You got a pretty face. You got a really decent, good-looking body. You tell me that's it? Like you said, Mike, it's a very expendable. It's a very expendable job that
Yeah.
you're using the best. You're using the good biological years of your life for what? Very few dollars. It
180 a month according to the average.
yeah.
So that's not part of the 1%. So that other 99%, they're not making the millions of dollars. They might be making
Mhm.
at best, I don't have those numbers. I'm going to leave an assumption according to what I've read, probably in the
Yeah.
thousands, right? And then it just drops off to the point where an average becomes 180. So there has to be a lot of lowballing numbers there. You know,
Oh
we're
yeah.
kind of beyond time right now. I did want to talk about the Japanese birthing population, but we might the birth rate drop. But that might be something we could talk about tomorrow,
Yeah,
or
we can
technically
we can
today.
always we can always throw it into anything.
Yeah.
It's fine. But our main topic tonight mainly was uh you basically want to go in and just chime in for the last bit of it, but just upon like the huge negative effects of OnlyFans and what it's doing to our society as a whole when it comes to demographics of relationships and depopulation.
Well, yeah, if you look at Japan, for instance, it was reported that in 1 year, Japan only had well, actually fewer than 800 births last year. Right? Is that only fans responsible? No, Japan's population has been in a death spiral for quite a while. But the core principle is there of creating, so like a quote female hierarchy or caste system where they no longer need a man as a provider, which is what men are supposed to be from a biological standpoint. And when you remove the man as a provider, right, it puts the idea, same thing going on in Japan, what's the point? If I can make 50,000, why am I going to sacrifice that and,
Yeah.
have kids?
They're choosing their career over family and children.
Yeah.
That's what they're choosing at the end of the day. Yeah, you want to be 60 years old with no grandkids? Come on. And
And
what, you're
that's
going to live in a big old giant house that you worked for 30 years so you could live by yourself and maybe have your girlfriend's over once a month? Give me a break.
but that's the thing. They're not going to have any girlfriends because their girlfriends might die because there aren't enough young people replacing the old doctors. The old doctors are going to have to retire or they're just going to die, right? From stress. You know, you it's just so baffling. People don't even pay, like you do, obviously, but some other people don't pay attention to how 800,000. That is tiny. Less than 800,000. That is tiny. We're talking. So far it seems like it's going in a death spiral. Keep going down, further down, right? And they're gonna have less doctors, less police officers, less firemen, less EMTs, less everything. So you're gonna have a larger retiring population with a smaller group of people to replace them.
Because it's also because they're also choosing to be in careers that are also quote more women. A lot of women work because they're more social and emotional humans. They work in careers that are more socially based,
Well, teaching, so forth.
teaching stuff like that. Yeah, um, a basic psychologist, right? While the actual things that keep society going, right? HVAC, electricians, machinists, engineers, scientists, right? Even nurses and doctors, stuff that keeps society going. So if more people keep trying to go into fields where it's more viewed as a social or like these quote influencers, what are you influencing? People to do the same job that you're doing? We need people that are going to keep society going, to keep our society going. Like when they say, oh, we don't need a man. Yeah, you don't need a man. You need a man when it snows a foot to go plow your driveway, right? Oh, you don't want a gun. Guns are bad. Let me call a male police officer with a gun to come protect me. Oh, I can't fix my car. You go to mechanic.
Yep, no more
That are
mechanics.
that yep that are also uh jobs filled by men. It's the what Jordan Peterson used, how he was someone, a woman was arguing with him about um equalization in the workforce, equal representation in the workforce, and he was quoting saying, how come we don't have an equal representation of bricklayers in the workforce where 99% of bricklayers are men, right?
Because they want to be picky. We have to wrap this up, but they want to be picky, choosy about who gets what equalization.
Hmm.
It goes back to the whole rules for me, not for thee, or no rules for thee, not for me type of thing.
Yep. If you want to get paid a lot of more money and earn a really good lot of money, either you become and you invent something, especially that's good and beneficial for society, or you do jobs that keep society going.
Yeah, you don't become a crazy TikTok dancer.
Exactly. It's the grading. But yes, in the long run, while we give you OnlyFans as like a whole, it's a meme thing and it's funny, right? There are very few people who make it out. There are very few women who make it. From the women of Bella Thorne to Cardi B. Might even know the Cardi. There's a whole thing Cardi B. Cardi B is OnlyFans. How much money she ranks in? Millions a month. So it obviously already helped because she's a rapper. right? To the which one I used to meme about is still Belle Delphine, right? How
Yes.
how she capitalized great on that market, where like she'll crank in a crazy video, right? Something crazy and cringy, millions of views, millions of new quote OnlyFans follows, and then drops off the face of the earth. And she'll come back in a year because she probably realized, she said in the interview that this is something she knows she can't do this for a long time. At a certain point, she
No,
says,
she
"I
can't.
have to save my money and do something that's more um productive for herself and her family." And
Yep.
I'm like, that's coming from a young woman who is acknowledging that what she's, even though she's quote unquote part of it, she's still acknowledging this is not something that she could do forever. At least you're acknowledging, kind of a fault that you're doing, at least, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like you said, these are like the top 1%. The Bella Thorns, the Cardi B's, the Bella Delphines,
Yeah, and that means that
right?
67% of that revenue that's being earned by OnlyFans is being done by people who are making $180 on average a month. That's the average. There are more out there, but
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, is OnlyFans, is it is it bad as a whole, as a society, to sustain us going for the future? Yes. From a capital monetization money value, like you said, only the top 1%
yeah.
are making that true money. That's about it. That is the only ones that are truly making the money on OnlyFans. So while yes, it is, we do meme about it. Mike, how many times do I say random things about OnlyFans in our personal
Oh yeah, but
conversations?
I mean, if we do
Yeah.
make an OnlyFans, let's fucking meme the shit out of it,
Oh
and
yeah.
actually be the kryptonite for it, and be like, oh yeah, no, we're just doing this because we're doing what it's supposed to be, or what it was
Hmm.
originally supposed to be, before it became like a pseudo porn site, or a porn site that's in denial of being a porn site. you know.
Yeah. Exactly. There was this video on Instagram I saw, and it said, for the men that pee for OnlyFans, uh don't was it, for the men that pay for OnlyFans, just look in the mirror, you could see a pussy for free. I saw that and I was like, I mean,
They're not wrong. But
yeah.
on that note, I think we should
Yeah.
conclude. And I'll say this,
Yes.
like I said before, like the great Saladin once said, if you want to destroy any nation without war, make adultery or nudity common in the younger generation. I've been your host, Treasonous Truths, and joining me today was my co-host, Daddy Sin. Say goodnight to the folks tonight.
Have a good night, folks. We hope you enjoyed our good ranting episode on OnlyFans and Transuary 6. We're probably not going to stop talking about Transuary 6 because it's
Never
just so funny.
forget. Never
Yep.
forget Transuary 6th,
Never
okay?
forget. Never forgetty, as
Never.
that whole thing goes. If you want to comment below on things we say, you love what we say, you hate what we say, comment below. Follow us on Twitter. Give us comments. Say your opinions. You say something crazy, I might go tell you to go fuck yourself, but who knows? Say something cringy, I might give you a haha emoji. You know, who knows? But we hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll leave this off to you, Mike. That's all I
And if
got to say.
And if you want to stay up to date with everything that Neon Knights Productions is doing, please follow us on Twitter at Neon Knights FM, or you can follow us on Instagram at Neon Knights Productions. Also be sure to check out our YouTube channel, Neon Knights Productions, as well, where we are loading up our Eternal Champions, as well as Daily Knights and Neon Knights FM episodes into the backlog, or rather into the now catalog that was the backlog. And I think that's it. I didn't forget anything, did I? When it
We
comes to our
have
plugs?
so far, yes, Daily Nights episodes 1 through 4 will be on YouTube this week. 1, 2, 3 at least, but 4 potentially on YouTube. So follow us on YouTube, especially. We're trying to get our subscribers up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to upload a lot of Eternal Champions episodes there's a lot. There's like 40.
40.
So.
There's technically 42. Technically. So,
yeah.
And we have another 31 to go before we're caught up on YouTube. And then after that, we'll just be updating them as soon as they are readily available to be put up.
Exactly. Yes, we are currently adding more, but we're going to keep doing them. Follow us, subscribe. Hopefully we earned your subscribership. And comments, questions, concerns, message us on social media.
Yeah.
And we have a merch store too.
Yes, we do. Designed by Humans merch store. It's all in our link tree on our social Twitter page and Instagram. But also, if you want to @ me, you can @ me at @TreasonTruth. I'll be more than happy to discuss whether you agree or disagree with what I had to say tonight, or whether you agreed or disagreed with whatever Daddy Sins had to say tonight. But with that being said, until next time, folks, stay golden.